Okay, almost the last practice of camp. We've got one more shorts practice tomorrow. Came out here today, tried to get a lot of the kicking game done today, get about 16 live kick plays in where you're starting to get punt and punt return. It looked like one of the last practices of camp. I mean, they're sluggish at this point. I think they're tired of hitting each other. It's hard when you're going ones and twos and ones and trying to simulate a scout team when you're trying to be in a scrimmage situation. But I thought, they pushed through it. We got a lot of good film to watch, but it just didn't have the emotion and the spirit that you want it to have. It was hot out there today, which is good that we got the opportunity to go at 1:30 in the middle of the heat, but sometimes too that heat can have a tendency to drain a little bit of energy out of you. So they're great learning lessons and a lot of things that we can talk about and build on from here, but it'll be great film to watch and a lot of mistakes that were made on offense and defense and in special teams that we'll be able to correct. And hopefully this was like a dry first run of our game week. We went through our pregame, got an opportunity to talk about that, had coaches in the box for the whole operation for a first-year staff. So this was kind of like a dry run. And so to get done what we wanted to get done, I thought it was a good day. I just wish it would have had a little bit of emotion in it, but I certainly understand that with this being the last day of camp.
Talking about the kicking game, what did you see out of the two kickers and the two punters today?
It all concerns me. In all honesty, it all concerns me. I don't think we punt the ball with the consistency we need, nor do I think we kick the ball with the consistency we need to be a great team. And it's something that we're going to have to keep working on. There was a couple times, all of a sudden, you're punting the ball 50 yards, and the next one's going 18 yards off the side of his foot. I just want to know what to expect. I'd rather have 40 yards every time than I would a 50 and a 20. I just think we're still a long way away, and we're not going to really be able to have a great feeling going into game one, but we'll hope for the best for sure.
What about the return game?
Again, hard to simulate. It's very hard to evaluate your kicking game during camp because it's so hard to get ones against ones. So it's just very hard to simulate, and those are always the concerns of a coach going into a first game. We've talked about it before. You don't know how you're going to tackle on defense. You got to make sure you protect the ball as an offense. And your kicking game, you just hope that you're fundamentally sound and you do a good job with your cover teams and your return teams come off the field with the ball under their arm. Those are the things you want to make sure of. And so I think there'll be a lot of learning lessons in this film to watch from, but we're still not where we need to be, and this is part of where this team is right now. But we got to keep getting better, and they're out there working at it every day.
You said yesterday there was a lot of position battles that could be determined by today's scrimmage. I know the depth chart won't come out until Monday, but do you think some of those battles may have worked themselves out today, or are there still some question marks?
We'll watch a film. It's hard to tell. There's so many of them. You can't watch the left guard every single play and the right tackle every single play, and we'll have to watch the film to see where it is. But looking at the big picture, overall, I thought they went out there and they played hard, but there just wasn't the emotion in it that I'd like to see. And from a fundamental standpoint, a depth chart standpoint, we'll grade the film, we'll put it together, we'll compare the grades, and we'll make our decisions by Monday.
It's not going to be 106 degrees on the field in Raleigh.
Right.
Does that give you an edge? We started really hot in camp, then it kind of cooled off, and you got some work in, kind of finishing off a little hot. Does that give you any type of edge heading into game week?
I don't know. I think if we would have been practicing at the middle of the day in heat the whole time, you could talk about it, but heat is hard to get acclimated to, and hopefully it'll be hot this week. We're going to be practicing pretty much. We're going to be on the field from 10 to 12 because we're going to go out for warm-ups at about 10:30 our time is when we're going to go out. So this week we're going to be on the fields from about 10 till noon. Hopefully be practicing in some of this heat that we're going to be playing in when we go to Raleigh. So it's just very hard to simulate the heat. We're going to have to get used to it, and hopefully this week it'll be really hot. And when we go there, it'll be really cool. That would be the best case scenario. But I think you got to prepare for the worst, and that we're going to get a 100-degree day when we get there, and we got to get ready for that.
Off day on Monday, what do you do over the next 2 days to get ready to go fully into a game week?
Well, Saturday for the players, we'll practice tomorrow morning. We'll be in shorts, and we'll get a good lift and run in and get some of the soreness out of them from today and the camp. They'll have the rest of the day off, then they'll come back on Sunday night. We'll have a good shorts practice Sunday night and a good film session with NC State. Hopefully correct some of the mistakes that we made treating this as a game film on Sunday night. Monday will be the players' day off, but as a staff, the next 3 days are going to be dedicated to what we got to do for NC State, the mistakes that we've got to correct from today, and then getting ready for the NC State game plan.
It's been a long, hard camp, 3 weeks plus going into game week. How nice will it be for the players to get that day off, to just kind of rest up, heal up, and then refocus on NC State?
Well, and really, you look, they'll be done Saturday by noon and not back till Sunday at 5, and then Monday off, and hopefully it'll give them an opportunity in the game week scenario to start to get their legs back a little bit more, to recharge your batteries emotionally and mentally. It's been a long camp, as you talked about, and it's been a long camp, and we've just got to kind of recharge our batteries before we come back to work to get ready to go this week. So I think for the staff, it'll be a welcome change of the grind that we've been in from 8 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night every day for the last 3 weeks, and you'll start getting into a little bit more game planning, and we're kind of closing up what we call phase 4, the camp side of this, and really starting to get rid of phase 5, ready for phase 5, which is the season. So I'm excited to make this transition.
And last question for you: the fall camp, it's a grind, it's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of serious, focused energy and effort, but tonight you get to kind of relax and have a fun moment with the team.
Well, and it will be. I mean, we've had these hour-long team meetings all camp, so every night we have an hour-long team meeting. It's about life, that I've heard coaches speak, players speak, fight songs, some that were really serious and really good, and some that were really bad and really funny. So tonight, being the talent show, is kind of the close of camp as we're closing this up. And so looking forward to going to have dinner with the team, and then this is a good opportunity for them to sit back and relax and laugh a little bit at the end of camp and get their mind away from football, and then they'll have a couple of days off before we come back and really get ready to go to work on NC State.